people are still coming in. So
No worries.
thank you.
I can see him in the attendees.
You can see him? Okay, good.
Yep. I'll give everyone a few minutes to join, then I'll start the introduction.
Okay.
For some reason, I can't see the Q&A, but I guess that's okay. Oh, now I see it. Hid.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being early. We're just waiting for the rest of the people to show up. So I'll just give it a few more minutes. We had 27 people that signed up and we only have 5. So I'm just giving them a few more minutes, hoping that everyone is just making it home from work. So just bear with us, please. Okay, everyone, for the sake of time, we're just going to get started. So the people who are going to join us, and they're going to be late, they're going to be late. So my name is Elvis Becerra, and I am from Valley Schools. We are your consultants. Today, we're going to be doing a review of the voluntary benefits that you guys are just adding this year for the 24-25 plan year. If you can keep your questions till the end, that would be great. We're going to go through both presentations. We have Lauren Milner from Umbrella Group that she is going to be presenting. And then we have your benefits team that is also going to be in attendance. So if you guys, like I said, if you have any questions, we will keep it to the very end, and then you can ask your questions. We can open it up for Q&A. Or if you prefer to type in your questions, you can also do that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let Lauren get started, and we'll see you in a few.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here. I'm happy to be a part of Tucson's new offering of voluntary benefits, accident and hospital, courtesy of Colonial Life, and go through some of the benefits of the carrier as well as the plans. And of course, end it with any kind of enrollment support, or the enrollment support that we provide and kind of how that works. So let's dive right in. So Colonial Life, it's a leader in voluntary benefits, trusted by over 90,000 US employers. They've got about 4.6 million covered lives. So it's a very large carrier, longevity in the market since 1939. They're highly prevalent in the public sector. So 10,000 employers, over 500,000 covered employee and benefit lives. I think there's, 40 state governments, 3,000 educational institutions, 5,000 local governments. So they're highly in tune with public sector, what public sector employers need, what employees deserve, and thought this would be a great fit for Tucson. So we're really excited to launch it and to offer it to you guys for this plan year. The first product that we've got is group accident. This is 24/7 around the clock coverage. There's about 36, I think there's actually even more different accident related injuries and treatments that this plan pays for. Accidents are unpredictable. They can happen anywhere, anytime, to anyone. This, of all the plans on the voluntary spectrum, is the one that I absolutely always recommend. And primary example is that they can happen anytime, anywhere, to any person. I have an example I use of Natalie falls and breaks her ankle. So utilizing the Colonial benefits, Natalie's actually my mother. And she's also one of our manages our enrollment benefit counseling team. So you may come across her actually either on the phone or in person. But 2 years ago, she fell, not even a trip. It was like a baby fall, but she broke her ankle. Accident, she had to go to the emergency room. It paid $150, x-rays 60, MRI imaging 200, the walking boot 100, surgery 1,800, grand total, as you can see, is $4,160. I'm so sorry. I had to get my dog out of the room. This plan is pays you based on the treatment you receive for your injuries in an accident. If you fall and you break your ankle and you stick it in a bucket of ice and you do not get any treatment for that, this plan will not pay, just so you know. But main features are it's guarantee issue every year. These are composite rates, and actually the rates were just lowered another, I believe it was 10% from last year. So employee only cost is $10.45 a month. To cover the whole family, it's less than $1 a day. This plan has no lifetime maximum, so you can claim on this plan as much as you want. Hopefully nobody's getting into that many accidents where they're concerned about the maximum, but it doesn't coordinate with any other benefit. So you don't have to be enrolled in the medical to receive benefits from this plan. It will pay regardless of what other coverage you have in place. And lastly, it is portable. What that means is you can take this plan with you wherever you go should you retire or leave your employment or take a leave of absence. This plan goes with you. You can cover yourself, your dependents and family, all for low cost of, total family less than $1 a day. So it's a really great plan. Again, it doesn't coordinate benefits. You could have the group accident insurance, you can have the hospital plan, and if you get into a car accident, you end up hospitalized, the accident plan is going to pay and the hospital plan will pay as well. So the second plan is the group hospital indemnity. This is an HSA compliant plan for those on the HSA plan. It pays for inpatient hospitalization and confinement up to 365 days. So just to be clear, if you have a surgery and it's outpatient, this plan won't pay. You have to be actually admitted to the hospital for over 24 hours to receive benefits from this plan. But it will pay the admission benefit. The options are either $500 or $1,500 for that first day you're admitted. And then you get $100 a day confinement for up to 365 days. Those benefits are paid, the first day admission benefit is paid once per year per insured. There's no networks with this plan. You can go to any hospital. There is no, they're not going to reject you based on the hospital you go to. This plan does not coordinate, again, with any other benefits, so you do not have to be enrolled in the medical in order to have this plan. It also offers maternity and COVID-19 coverage. So maternity coverage, obviously, you know, sometimes you have a little bit of advance notice on having a baby, sometimes not. But assuming any pregnancy is incurred after the effective date of coverage, this plan can be used long-term with your short-term disability plan and what we call that the baby package. So it's always recommended for anybody that is planning to have a baby or is expecting some sort of surgery in the future. We always encourage employees, you got to get in this plan, not exactly when you need it, but before you need it, because otherwise you may fall into what we call pre-existing condition exclusion. Pre-existing conditions, it means that the plan pays anything you received treatment for, diagnosis, went to a doctor, received medication in the 12 months prior to the plan's effective date, which in this case is going to be July 1st. It's just not covered for the first 12 months of the policy. And then after those 12 months have passed, then that condition would be covered. Maternity waiting period is 9 months. This plan is guarantee issue every year. It covers hospitalizations due to accident and sickness. There are exclusions. They're typically high-risk activities. Same with the accident plan. Like, if you go skydiving and your parachute fails to open, that's probably going to be an exclusion. If you are involved in street racing or any sport for any amount of money and get injured, those are typically excluded. Any sort of, participation in crime is going to be excluded as well. But it's a low cost plan. The $500 first day admission benefit for employee only is $8.84 a month. So it's low cost. And when you consider the average hospital stay is about 4.5 days and has a price tag of, 11 grand. I think that's even higher actually now. It's worth it, to have a little bit of a cushion. Money like this is paid to you directly, so you can use it to cover your copays, your co-insurance, deductible, out-of-pocket costs associated with loss of income, and any other host of things you would like to use it for. It's really your money and you can use it however you like. That is the hospital plan. And then we also offer, as you probably have seen maybe in the benefit guide or throughout communications from your wonderful HR team, we do offer benefit counseling year-round and enrollment support. So we understand benefits are complex and confusing. We all get slipped up on them all the time, even the professionals. And we know the group meetings are often a little too generalized to meet specific needs and questions. So we do offer confidential one-on-one, virtual, phone, even in-person sessions to help you make your best decisions for your family and your budget the first time. So these are going to be truly confidential. There is an easy online scheduling and rescheduling tool. It's available all year round. So I know you guys are just being introduced to it now during open enrollment, but please know that this calendar is going to be available all year round after open enrollment closes. So if you ever have policy questions, you lost your ID card, you need help filing a claim, anything like that, you can always go in there and schedule a session with our team and we'll help you to the best of our abilities and follow up with HR should we need their assistance thereafter. And know that all of our benefit counselors are trained on your benefits, on all of them: medical, dental, pharmacy, telehealth, wellness, any sort of HSA, all of that. They're prepared to educate you on, and they are familiar also with your enrollment process. So if you're having enrollment issues, it's also a good way to get some support quickly. They're all licensed and we do have bilingual available. So you'd be able to choose when you book a session, whether you want English or Spanish, your preferred method of language. And just so if you guys haven't seen the calendar or don't know how it works, just go through it really quickly. But there is a unique calendar code. There is a booking form and you will receive a confirmation email and a calendar invitation. It's going to go sent to the email you put on file through that booking form, as well as if you want text message updates. So if you don't want a text message update, that's fine. Just you don't have to put it in, but you absolutely do have to put in a relevant email. And if the email is incorrect, it will not go to, unfortunately, your calendar and you may miss your session. So we just encourage employees to be sure they're putting in the correct information when they're booking the session. And again, you'll see a benefit counselor assigned to your session before your session starts. If you have selected a Zoom session, that Zoom link will be added before your session starts as well. And then approximately an hour after your session, you'll receive an email with a link to a survey. It's completely voluntary, 100% anonymous. We just like to get follow-up and thoughts from the employees that we serve so we can improve our process moving forward. So if there's anything that you'd like us to know or that we could work on or that you liked or hated, we don't get many of those, but feel free to put it in that feedback. We really do look at it and we do take it into consideration when making improvements on our program. And that's it. And then we've got the feedback that we look at again. Any questions? I feel like I went through that pretty quickly.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna open it up to questions. So if you six people have questions or anyone else has questions, if you can either raise your hand, let us know, and then we can pop the question in. But one of the things that I do want to thank Lauren for sharing that information with us. If you guys don't have the ability, like Lauren said, if you don't have the ability to go online and do the open enrollment yourself, or you do have questions, her team is very, very good at walking you through that process. So that's definitely one of the benefits. And the other benefits, the other couple benefits that you guys have with the accident plan, that one of the things I always like to mention is it does cover you on or off the job. So, God forbid that something does happen to you at work, it does help you and cover you for those out-of-pocket expenses. So
yeah.
I see we have a question there. Let's see. I think it seems pretty straightforward. I don't have any questions. Okay. Great. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate that. Anyone else any questions for anyone else?
I suppose if they do have questions, they can schedule a session too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So maybe just okay, no questions, no open questions. So with that, I guess we will conclude. Rosie, do you have any last words before we end the night here?
Yes, first of all, thank you, Lauren. I really appreciate you taking the time to go through this webinar for people. We have also included all the Colonial materials on the benefit SharePoint page, and it is within the benefit guide. If anyone has questions, and I just want to encourage our employees to really take advantage of the assistance that through Brella, the trained enrollees or enrollers, are offering. I really would like to encourage people to spread that word and let your colleagues know that this is an option this year. We're really excited to know that already within a day and a half of annual enrollment opening, we've had a good number of people already signing up. So again, I just really appreciate all of the work with Colonial and Umbrella. One question I do have, Lauren, that I want to just clarify on, being that this is a new product to our employees as of July 1 of 2024, with the exclusions, if people select the hospital indemnity, if something were to happen, just months in of having the plan, will they be held to that exclusion because they've not been on the plan for a full year at that point in time?
So case scenario would be, and this only applies to the hospital indemnity plan.
Right.
So the hospital indemnity plan, so if an employee enrolls, let's just say this week, and they're pregnant, then what happens is on the effective date, their effective date is gonna be July 1st. They're gonna try to file a claim. And Colonial is gonna be like, wait, well, you knew you were pregnant when you enrolled in this, and there's a 12-month pre-existing condition. So anything an employee is receives treatment for, prescriptions, doctor visits, anything in the 12 months prior to the effective date. So the effective date, so it's 7/1, it wouldn't even be 12 months from 4/4, which is today. It would be 12 months from the effective date. It's just not covered for the first 12 months, but anything that wasn't ever diagnosed, you never sought treatment for, no medication tied to it. If anything happens after the effective date and there is no history of that condition that led to your hospitalization in the 12 months prior, it will pay.
Okay, thank you. And I just wanted to make sure that we were all understanding that to be, that's very similar to some of our other products that we offer currently. So I just wanted to make sure that that was how we were
Yeah.
understanding it to be. One other question that we had from an employee who was unable to make the webinar this evening was, she just wanted a bit more clarity on the 500, what was the true difference, or, not the true difference, but how would one go about deciding what would fit them best between the 500 and the 1500 plan?
Yeah, well, when I educate employees and talk through kind of their options, I get them to think about a few things. You want to think about, number one, what's your budget, right? So what can you afford? Are they both affordable? Is one more affordable than the other? Two, what does your deductible look like? Because ideally, the medical indemnity plan should come in somewhere around 50% of your deductible, maybe less, but you kind of want to see what your needs are. I also consider, get employees to consider how recently, or when was the last time you were hospitalized? Was it 2 years ago? Was it 5 years ago? Have you never been hospitalized? So, some people might not actually need the hospital plan if, until they're starting to think about family planning, or they're anticipating, maybe getting, a surgery on their foot in the next couple of years. So those are the things that I usually kind of direct employees to think about before they opt into the plan.
Okay, thank you. That really that really answers the questions. And that way, even with my team who is on this evening for the webinar, that way they kind of have some more information on how we can help answer those questions to any employees that may ask that question.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Lauren, there was a question, and it said the pre-existing conditions, do they include something like a seizure disorder? And Elvis asked if she meant like hospital or accident, and she said hospital. But I clicked the wrong button, and so it wasn't showing up in like the open questions anymore.
Oh, okay.
But she's still on.
So the pre-existing condition is, so in that case, so if she has a seizure condition, and she's received treatment, I'm assuming she received treatment in the past year. So what'll happen is Colonial, that hospital plan is not going to pay for that condition for the first 12 months of the policy. After that 12-month waiting period has been completed, then her condition will be covered.
Hey, Lauren, what about if she has, let's say that she's been diagnosed with seizures, but hasn't gone to the hospital because she hasn't had any seizures, or not taken any type of medication for the past year, she would be covered, correct?
And she would be covered, correct?
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Yes.
Deborah, I hope that answers your question. I don't know if anyone else has any additional questions.
And I have a flyer, Rosie, and Elvis, that I can send you guys on understanding pre-existing conditions.
Perfect.
That would be great.
Yeah, I've got one.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yes.
So once we receive that flyer, we will add that to our document library within the benefit SharePoint page as well.
And I'll add it, I'll make sure that I get it added to your,
To the brain
brain
shark.
chart. Yep, and that's the other thing, since we do have the 6 people on or 5 people on, the one thing is, that we do have a brain chart also in addition to that, so you can take a look at your benefits. And that will be on the website. Is it your SharePoint? What is it, Rosie?
It is. It's our internal benefits SharePoint page.
Okay.
Of it.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yes.
they'll find that on our employee portal, and then once they get to that page, there's a button that they click on. It's literally titled 2425 Brain Shark.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
And Deborah said, I take medication, but I've not had a seizure in 20 years.
Oh wow.
So,
So,
well, that's great.
okay, awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's working. In that case, they likely still, what they do is they do a background for, they've got a major system that does checks on pharmaceuticals. We had an employee that they had they had a life insurance policy and they said non-tobacco, but they had filled a prescription for her mom that was tobacco cessation. And Colonial labeled her, they found it somehow and labeled her tobacco. So they have some system that will look and see what medications and things like that. They won't deny coverage, but again, they just may, if it comes time to a claim in the first 12 months, which hopefully it wouldn't, but if it does, then they may deny it. That's their underwriting team. That's how they sort of mitigate risk for themselves. But if it was a prescription that's like a year-long prescription that you haven't got filled in, 12 months, then they might not know. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure.
Let's see, any additional questions? I think that's it. Unless anyone else going once, going twice. And I think that's it, that we're gonna call it a night. This also has been recorded, so if you do have any questions, you can go back and look at the video, but I think the most important thing that you can do, or the best thing that you can do, is go and sign up and meet with someone from, it doesn't cost you anything, from the enrollment team, and they'll be able to help you and walk you through, and they do have evening appointments and weekend appointments, so that'll definitely be able to help. So if you do have multiple questions, you can come back and schedule a couple of different appointments. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, we take repeat appointment setters, so you can schedule as many appointments as you'd like. I mean, we don't encourage it, but your employees are absolutely able to come back at any time and schedule another session, so.
thank you, everyone. We really appreciate it. And with that, we will call it a night.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Albert. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. You too.